guys, welcome back to Seraphine TV. As always, I'm your host, Seraphine Were, and I'm here today to thank you and to show you love and appreciation for those who have been journeying with us from the start up this far. We thank God. Thank you for those who have subscribed, those who liked our videos, those who've been sharing our content. We really appreciate. Thank you so much. And today, guys, I have a very interesting content to present to you. As we all know, there has been a very high rise of GBV lately, and I'm honored to have a very special person who is willing to share his story. So I invite you and hope you're going to like this kind of content. We've always been told men are not willing to share, to talk about. They suffer, but they're not willing to talk. Few come out to talk about it. But today I'm honored to have a gentleman, a very resourceful, outspoken gentleman on our platform today. So I'm inviting you to join us into this conversation and hope you're going to like this kind of content. Like, share, and show love to this. Share the video widely so that we get the wider audience possible. So yes, you're welcome. And just in a few, you will join me with the gentleman. I will allow him to introduce himself so that you get to hear his voice and tell you how he loves to be called. Enjoy the video. Yes, guys, as I mentioned to you, we are here already with my guest. I will allow him to introduce himself, tell us how he loves to be called, who he is, like he's going to give us his profile. So I'll allow him. Yes, please.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this platform. My name is Dan Matakaya. I'm a police officer currently attached to Industrial Police Station. And then I'm also a survivor of gender-based violence, and I'm the founder or the director, Dan Foundation. As you can see, the way I am, I'm visually impaired, and I wasn't born this way, but this happened in the year 2013, on 21st September. That many people remember that day because it was the day for the Westgate attack. That day, I was in Kisii. That time I was working in Kisii Central Police Station. And I remember on Friday, it was on 20th, I was on duty. On standby. So at that time I was staying with my ex-wife. So my ex-wife was supposed to travel on 21st. So I went to the house at around 5:30 in the morning. My ex-wife was in the house. She was sleeping. So since I was so tired, I just went direct to the bed to also have a sleep. But a few minutes later, as I was sleeping, she woke up and poured sulfuric acid on my face. And she ran away. So I tried to come out of the bed to get some water to dissolve the burns, but immediately I stepped on the floor, I felt a shock. She had even gone further and connected the electricity, the water heater, and then poured some water on the floor. So it was like a pool of water on the floor, and then the heater is on the ameachilia kwa maji. So when I stepped on the floor, I felt a shock. Sorry. And during that confusion, I couldn't do anything. So I just screamed for help. So my colleagues came because it happened within a police line. So my colleagues came and rescued me. They rushed me to the nearest hospital. That's when the doctors did the first aid. I started seeing, and then I was admitted. I remember I walked to the ward, and then a few minutes later, the pain was so severe. So I remember I was crying because it was so painful. Sorry. Then the doctors wakanidunga, then they left me to sleep. So when I woke up, I realized that I couldn't see anything.
You had lost your sight?
Yes, I had
just
lost
like
my
that.
sight, yes. So I stayed in that hospital. It's called Hema Hospital within Kisii town for 2 days. Then I was transferred to Kakamega Level 5 Hospital. So that's where they wanted to do a surgery on my eyes, but 2 days later I was transferred to Kenyatta National Hospital. So in Kenyatta, that's where I can say I received a comprehensive treatment, because immediately I was admitted to Kenyatta, I was taken to the burns unit. And the burns unit, they started now the treatment. And as you can see, the right part of my body, you can see the
right
hand,
on your arm.
yeah, my chest, my shoulder, and then the face. It was affected by the acid. So they started the treatment. And here the treatment was surgery after surgery. So I remember I underwent a lot of surgery while at the burns unit, because what they did, they were doing the skin grafting, because they were taking,
the burns was so deep,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. So they were taking some wanatoa ngozi from other parts of my body, then they graft. So they sometimes wanafanya inakataa, so they need to redo it again. So that was that was what was happening at the burns unit. So they did it for some time. I remember I underwent more than 10 surgeries at KNH. Trying to.
You must have stayed there for.
Yeah, I stayed there for a very long time. And then in the year 2014, January, I was now taken from the burns unit to the private wing. In the private wing, now the doctor told me that they now wanted to start dealing with my eyesight. So to me, the only prayer I was having at KNH was for the restoration of my sight. So they did the scan, but one day the doctor told me that, Dan, we have tried our best, but I think you need to accept that you won't see
so
again. Yeah, it was so bad. That statement, it was so devastating. To me, since my only prayer at that facility was
to be able to
see again. So I felt that my life had come to an end. I felt that I was not worth living. So while at the hospital, I started contemplating suicide. And then what came into my mind was that you can throw yourself. I was on the 9th floor, Ward 9B, and then my bed was next to the window.
So, and the windows are big.
Yeah, they are big. Then they don't have a grill. Ile tu unafungua and then it's open. So I wanted to throw myself through the window, so that by the time I reached the ground, I'll have accomplished that mission. But now, since I was not seeing, something was clicking in my mind. I was asking, what if, what if you throw yourself? Then maybe there's an obstacle, there's something, a roof, ikuzuie, usikufe. What will happen?
More pain, of
more
course.
pain, more damage to my body. And to me, I just wanted to do something that nitaisha.
You wanted to end it all.
Yeah. So nikakaa chini. I started now to figure out what is the best way to do it. And at this time, no one knew what was in my mind.
No you never shared anyone? Yes, your family used to come to visit?
Yeah, they used to come, we laugh, we eat. But
so you played along like you were very okay?
Yeah, very okay, but I was suffering, yeah. So I sat down and started to figure out now the best way to do it, because I never wanted to ask someone, like,
You would sell out yourself.
yes. But at that time, there's another patient who was helping me while in that hospital. One day we were just having a discussion, a general discussion, at around 2 a.m. And then this guy told me that, Dan, I wish ingekuwa wewe, you know. To me I felt that now this guy ndio mimi namtegemea, but ni kama pia ameanza kuruka kichwa, unaona.
Sorry.
So I went on and asked him, why are you saying so? He was so honest. He told me that, Dan, I know uko na machungu, as in you have lost your identity, uko na scars everywhere,
And the bitterness.
yeah, but one thing he was sure was that I would get out of that hospital alive. And that's what he told me. To me, that statement, I think I can say that was my turning point, because hearing that coming from that guy, from a stranger, I can say from a
because
stranger.
You actually didn't know what he was going through.
Yes, from a stranger, me ilnihil. Yani,
Wow.
it gave me a reason to live again.
Actually, God used that person.
Yeah, I usually say he was sent. He was God sent, to come and save my life. Yeah, that guy had been diagnosed with leukemia, taken to India, but ikakuwa ngumu, so he had been referred back for home management. Yeye ni kama alikuwa ameletwa hapa tu anangojea kifo. So he was just wishing angekuwa even in the state that
because
niko,
your own was just
angekuwa venye niko naendelee kuishi.
Sorry.
So that was my turning point, na nikaanza kuomba Mungu tu now to get me out of that hospital.
Now you changed your your style of praying.
Yes.
You started praying now of getting out, not for sight
now
anymore, and you stopped contemplating suicide.
Yes, that environment alone ilikuwa inanimaliza sana, because sometimes you wake up unapata ule mtu alikuwa next kwa kitanda next, unasikia alienda, ametolewa. Sometimes niko tu hapo, mtu anakuja kuvisit, akifika anapata mtu wake yuko, anaanza nduru. You can imagine hiyo environment. Yeah, it was so bad. And that time mimi nilikuwa
that can be so traumatizing.
And then nilikuwa in a depression, unaona. So niliitwa counselor. I was taken through like few sessions, then the counselor recommended for my discharge. So I was discharged.
That was the best news.
Yes. I was discharged in a fair condition. Sikuwa nimepona, but at least I was in a fair condition, whereby nilipewa a nurse who used to attend me from home. Yeah, for at least 6 months, from February 2014 to August, September 2014.
Wow, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Now, yes, Dan, after hearing your story, sorry about it again.
It's okay.
Yeah. I know you've healed through this. It has been a journey since 2013, you say?
Yeah, 2013.
Up to this fight, it's really, really a long while.
Yes.
But now, I'm just thinking, I'm wondering, and a person watching this, we're asking ourselves, before your ex-wife did this to you, were there signs? Were you through some conflict? You had some issues for her to reach that point of doing this to you, pouring acid on you?
Yeah, what I can say, that year was so bad for me, because the same year we lost our kid.
Sorry.
He was 9 months old. So he had been diagnosed with severe pneumonia and meningitis. So tulimpoteza in May 2013. And then 2 weeks after the burial, my ex-wife told me that she had been advised that we needed to have another kid, so that hizo memories za kumpoteza mtoto ziishe.
Oh.
Yeah. So to me, I felt that it was not an ideal decision, because I felt that many people were trying to intrude into our private matters and trying to influence the decisions that we are making as a couple. So tulikaa chini, we talked, and then I told her, yeah, maybe it's the best advice, but let's wacha tuipee muda, so that somebody,
You wanted some more time
yeah,
for healing.
yeah, then mtu asione kama yeye ndiye anatuambia ile kitu tunafanya, unaona. Si kwa nataka ionekane like somebody is,
you wanted to be on the top of the game,
yes,
not making
yeah,
decision
not,
based on
on
advice.
other people's yeah. So tukasikizana, then we moved on, unaona. And then my ex-wife was working in Mwea. I was in Kisii. Before the incident, before the death of our kid, I used to travel to Mwea each and every weekend to see them,
to visit them.
Yeah, but after the death of our kid, she resigned, and then she moved to Nakuru to run now the family business. So akiwa Nakuru, to me it was a sigh of relief, because Kisii to Nakuru is so near as compared to Kisii to Mwea. So she came and we moved on with her life. She used to come every week, anakuja weekend kuniona, and then alternatively pia me
Hamkuwa mnapigana, hamkuwa mnagombana?
Yeah, hatukuwa tunagombana. So but in the same year, in September, she came and she stayed for 2 weeks. 2 days before this incident, aliniambia she wanted to take the kids belonging with her to Nakuru. To me, I was so hesitant, because si kutaka abebe hizo vyombo za mtoto, because I felt that maybe zitafanya aanza kuflashback, unaona. Akiona hizo manguo za mtoto nini, zitaanza kumuumiza. So and then the other issue, niliona kwamba how will my colleagues perceive it, wataichukulia aje. Sasa anabeba hizi vitu za mtoto anaenda, unaona. Tunakaa kwa police line, so mimi ya sikuwa nataka yani ikuwe na a different perception, unaona. So nilimwambia there's no need, sababu hii nyumba ni yetu, wacha zikae hapa, unaona. So hapo tukaanza ugomvi, tukaanza like kugombana. And then my ex-wife alikuwa, whenever akona issue ama mnagombana hivyo, yeye ananyamaza. So akinyamaza, hujui what is in her mind, unaona. So I called her mom, nikamwambia hivi kwa ground vitu ziko hivi. So her mom akampigia, akamwambia aende nyumbani. So this material day on 21st, that was the day she was supposed to travel. Alikuwa amepaka vitu zake. That was the day she was supposed to travel, and that's when she did this to me.
So she did this to you with her things already packed?
Yes.
So her intention
but
was...
hakuenda na hizo vitu. When she poured the acid on my face, she just ran away. Hakuchukua hata vitu zake. But 2 days later, she surrendered to the police. And then she was charged with attempted murder.
For the time you had been with her, surrendered herself, and now in court cases, how did it feel, or your first encounter with her after that incident?
Yeah, the first encounter was when I went to the court to give my evidence. And that's the day after the proceedings. We met, and then I asked her why she did this to me. She had nothing to say. She just told me that alidanganywa. And then she started crying.
Oh, sorry.
Those people, wale nilikuwa nao, they were getting emotional, because I wanted to know huyu ni nani alikudanganya. Naona hata aongei. Then these people were getting emotional. So tukaachia tu hapo.
Must have been a very ugly scene.
Yeah. So tuliachia tu hapo.
You ever communicated from there?
Yeah,
besides
but
meeting
then
in court?
subsequently tuliongea because I remember one day even the family they came to see me. That was when I was still in the hospital.
Her family now.
Her sister came, but nikiwa hospitali sikuwa naruhusiwa kuonekana. There was a lot of restrictions. Sikuwa naruhusiwa, but aliniona tu kwa umbali. So but later nikampigia simu the day nilikuwa namwambia whatever you did to me nimemsamea. That's the other day niliongea naye.
And you truly forgave her?
Yes, just from my heart I forgave her, but I told her let the law take its course. Sheria ichukue mkondo wake, but mimi nimekusamea, sina kitu ingine. I am not planning for revenge, because at one point I was planning for revenge, but I realized that ilikuwa inaniumiza sana. I was suffering more, na yeye mahali yako anaendelea na maisha yake. And then coming from a Christian background, kajua revenge tuachia Mungu. So I had to forgive. And let me tell you, from the time I did that, I made that decision. I felt some change. Nilipata amani, nikakuwa na amani, then zile irritations like the scars zikaisha, and nilifeel at peace. Unaona? Yeah, that's when I realized that there is power in forgiveness.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you cope from there? Because you are just a normal person with everything normal with your side. Now life just changed once. Your job, your life, I don't know, your career.
It has never been easy, but depending on na mtu, the way you handle it. You know, I stayed in denial for quite some time, but later wakati nilijikubali nika realize I wasted a lot of time. But acceptance is a process. No one atakuja kwako akwambie jikubali. It's a process. It's a process. So wakati nilimalizana treatment, remember when I was discharged, and then nurse nikaloketiwa a nurse who took care of me for those months. I was niliadmitiwa tena Nairobi West Hospital. I underwent 3 surgeries. Moja haikuwa successful. Then in the year 2015 I was also readmitted to Kenyatta National Hospital kurudia hiyo surgery. I still have a blocked nostril, the right blocked nostril, whereby siwezi pumua nayo. So they tried to open it, but ikashindikana.
Like that thing caused you a lot of damage.
Yes, a lot of damage. So they tried to open it, ikishindikana. But then after that nikakuwa referred to Kenya Society for the Blind for rehabilitation. Sababu sasa I was living a normal life. Now siwezi ishi hiyo maisha. I need to depend on people. So I went for rehabilitation, whereby it took me 6 months. Na nikiwa huko rehabilitation I was taught how to mobility, yani kutembea, because now ulikuwa unatembea vizuri. Sasa unaogopa even attempt to make even one step.
It must have been really hard.
Yeah. So nikafunza how to walk using a white cane. How to nikapewa ile confidence ya kutembea, how to seek help when in need. And then I was trained on the daily living skills. That is when at one point when ukijipata peke yako kwa nyumba, there is just basic things that unaweza jifanyia. You can cook, you can wash. Kuna zile vitu basic unaweza fanya. Nikafunzwa, and then I learned braille. Braille ni ile ya kusoma na vidole.
So it was a complete transformation.
Yes.
In your life.
So nikasoma braille, then I did adapted computer. So that's now you can use your computer, but unatumia now the keyboard.
And all this while your employer maintain you?
Yes. I'm so grateful, because even some of the bills zile za hospitali, the National Police Service, Kenya Police walikuwa nanilipia because zilikuwa pesa mingi, millions and billions of money yenye singeweza on my own. Yeah. So I thank God even until now after the rehabilitation nikakuwa transferred from Kisii Central Police Station to Industrial Police Station where I'm stationed currently. So naendelea na kazi yangu, I can do kila kitu najifanyia.
That's great news.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm happy that you picked up pieces.
Yes.
And still life moved on.
Yeah.
Now, I know during all this, your experience must have taught you a lot, exposed you to a lot of things. Stigma also came along with it.
Yeah.
Did you realize you get to interact with other men during this, in this space? You realize other men going through this?
Yes. Many men are victims. Because even when I was in the hospital, kwa hiyo burns unit, tulikuwa na wanaume wengi who are also victims. Wale wamechomwa na maji, wengine ni mafuta.
From violence?
Yes, from violence. In fact, nikiwa hapa hata wengine ndio walikuwa wananisaidia, but wengine, you know, sometimes mtu anakaa hapo, vidonda za burns haziponi haraka. They take time. Unaona inaendelea kupona, inarudi fresh. So wengine wana give up, wanajitoa, wanakataa kumeza dawa. Wengi hata walikufa wakaniacha hapo.
So you will
those people are the people who are helping me. Sababu mimi niko hapo sioni, nilikuwa na depend kwa hao watu. Unaamuka unasikia ule ametuacha.
That must have been so traumatizing.
It was so traumatizing, and then unaona hiyo environment. It was so bad. But I thank God.
So from that you boldly say that men are suffering. GBV is real.
Men are suffering.
Not only men, of course, plus women. But because I have you as a man, not so many men come out to speak.
Yeah, they don't. And si makosa yao. It's because of what the society imetufunza.
What will you tell your fellow men?
What I can tell them is that, you know, hii maisha is you and you. You are the first priority kwa hii maisha yako. The moment you are unakuwa abused, then you keep quiet. The perpetrator anapata nguvu even to do more. Yeah. I usually tell men that violence only thrives in silence. Because the moment utakuwa abused, then you keep quiet, inaendelea ni kama ni kitu ina grow.
Yes.
So that's why I usually advise men.
They take advantage of your silence.
Yeah, I usually advise men to come out.
Speak out.
To speak up, because I had to come out and to share my story, because I wanted to be an encouragement to inspire other men who are also victims of this crime.
This is a really bold decision
to also come out and talk, because that's the only way. Watapata usaidizi. That's the only way we can tunaweza maliza this violence against men.
And because currently it's been so rampant in Kenya, the deaths have been so high, the killings.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what happens? Men, they opt to keep quiet, to suffer in silence. They develop other coping mechanisms. Moja ni kwamba anaenda kwa bar.
Yes.
Anaenda kwa bar kulewa. Na hiyo kulewa labda hana mtu wa kumsikiza, hana mtu wa kushare naye. The only person mwanaume ataenda amsikize is a barmaid, because ataenda hapo, huyu anamsikiza mzuri na huyu anampea attention na anamsikiza, sababu pia yako biashara, unaona, ako biashara. But hapo tu ndio mwanaume anaona at least kuna mtu hapa anaweza nisikiza, someone who can empathize with my feelings, unaona. Yeah, so anaenda tu hapo kukunywa, alafu atoke hapa akiwa amelewa, aende achapwe, achapwe, amka asubuhi atoke.
Kuna wale wanachapwa, you confirm this,
yeah. Wanaume anapigwa.
So like I remember you mentioned on your story that you even started a foundation.
Yeah, I started a foundation because I wanted to help men, because I realized that within our society we have gaps. When you talk of gender-based violence, the society may label men. Men have been labeled as perpetrators. The society don't want to understand that men are also victims of gender-based violence. When a man comes and anaanza kuongea ananyanyaswa, there's a lot of stigma. Unachekelewa, unaambia you are not a man enough. Other families wanakuambia nyamaza because hawataki ile shame, unaona? Hawataki shame na wewe unaendelea kuumia, unaona? Inabaki this man anakuwa yani ako dunia yake peke yake. That's why you realize that they wanna get into depression and then they commit suicide, or wanaona kama hakuna mtu anamsikiza, then they fight back. Fighting back, anaua bibi yake ama anaua baka watoto because akona hiyo bitterness, and then there's no one mwenye anamuelewa. Yeah. Even that closest friend unashare naye, unamwambia anafanyiwa hivi, anaenda kukutangaza. Anaenda kukutangaza. Unaona?
Nilidhani ni wamama huwa wanatangazana, kumbe men.
Wewe unaambia rafiki yako mimi napitia hivi yeye anaenda kukutangaza. Unaona? Sasa akikutangaza wewe unabaki sasa unachekelewa. Unaambia sasa wewe huwezi kuwa hivi. Yani it's so bad. So after realizing that we have those gaps, having gone through this painful experience,
you created that forum.
I can be part of that solution.
Good.
Just to create this safe space. That's when I registered Dan Foundation to create the safe space.
Allow us to take a little break, a short break. Then we shall continue. Meanwhile, remember to subscribe, like, and show some love. You thought of creating a safe space for men because you felt there is a gap.
Yeah, I felt there's a gap. Because even me, during this time, I was in the hospital. There's no one who came hata kuniambia Dan umepitia hii. So I realized that hii gap no one ataimaliza unless someone who has gone through the experience. And so that's why I decided to come up with this organization. And then the other thing, many people are reaching out, many families like Dan, kuja uongeleshe kijana yangu. And I wanted to what
after
happened
they had
to
your
you.
story.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to you, labda anaweza change. Because many families wanajua watoto wao wanapitia, wanakuwa abused, but hawajui wataanzia wapi. Hawajui wataanzia wapi. So that's what I started doing. Then I realized that I want to help many people across the country. What is the best way? That's when the idea of registering an NGO came out. So you are when you started, I'm sure the numbers have been rising. Have you received positivity? Or in the year 2020, during the COVID, the cases were so high. Cases of men being abused zilikuwa on the rise. And that's when watu wengi walikuwa nafutwa kazi. Unaona? Now they are unable to provide. The other thing, bars zimefungwa. Those people wataenda kwa bar because they know that's where they wanaenda kucheka kufanya nini.
So that explains why during COVID time, that lockdown time, the GBV cases were so much on the
high.
rise.
Yes. Because sasa hapo uko tu kwa hiyo nyumba.
Sasa ni kupambana.
Wewe upigwe nini.
Walikuwa wanalimana
Wanalimana na people are making jokes hata zilikuwa wanapost mpaka on social media. But
so those who reached out, but you were happy
so
that
we registered a toll-free number 1198, whereby that was the first point of intervention. We have a pool of professional counselors to just offer.
It's free?
It's free, It's toll-free number is free.
24/7?
24/7.
Great.
So you call that number, it's directed to a counselor, then anakusikiza. That's the first point of intervention.
I'm wondering how many people know about this. I think we need to create more awareness. Don't you think so?
Yes, we need to do so. We need to create more awareness so that. But I'm happy because we have received calls from across the 47 counties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
With minimal awareness on the line, at least we have received calls from all over the country.
You must have saved many lives.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So at least we are heading we are heading somewhere. Yeah.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Kabisa. Yeah.
Now, maybe you just talked of boys. If you don't mind, maybe just mention to our audience who are these you expect in your space? Which kind of men? Boys, young men?
What we do, we say it's men across all ages. Because those people who are married, they labda wanakuwa abused with their wives. Yeah, but what about this?
The children in those households.
When who are watching. Yeah, you know, they are also affected.
You are right.
So that's why we tell them they also need to call for counseling. You know, hata watoto wanafanyia counseling. And maybe through that mtoto kupiga, you can find, you can intervene. Yeah, you can intervene mpaka ufikie wazazi so that you do what is the root cause ya hii violence kwa hii nyumba. Because ukiacha iendelee, mtoto will grow akijua this is the only solution. And violence is the only solution. So hata akiingia kwa marriage,
so very abusive man.
Abusive man, abusive lady. Because akiingia kwa marriage, amezoea kuona vita. So ata transfer to because
Kenya alikuwa anaona kwao.
Because as parents, you are the role model for your kids. So wanasoma, wanajua ile kitu mnafanya na wanaendeleza. So inakuwa ni kitu ya generational.
So I'm thinking this your program, this foundation, do you reach out to churches, church groups?
Yes. I've been going to churches just to talk to their congregants. Other churches want to organize talks, the family talks. Men, they call me, I go. Nawaambia what is violence. You know, sometimes people wanafikiria violence ni physical. Yeah,
maybe you mention a few.
There's a lot, many forms of violence. We have sexual abuse. Yes. We have financial. We have emotional. We have verbal. Ile tu matusi, ile mnasema tumezoea.
Unarushiana mdomo.
Yeah. Hiyo ni violence. Hakuna kitu ya kuzoea. Yeah.
Because if you had known, you didn't realize it was that bad, your situation would lead to that. You thought that it wasn't much.
Vitu ingine unafikiria wewe unaona unafikiria this is normal.
Ungefikiria what you are going through inge lead to all this.
Yes.
And now talking about what happened, the stigma and what you've been through, you've suffered the pain you went through and all this process. I know you're stigmatized. Do you feel bitter emotions towards your ex?
No.
Of course, you mentioned that you forgave her.
Yeah, I forgave her, and then after going through your healing process, at least initially, nilikuwa na feeling na nilikuwa na hate sana women, but after going through healing, and I realized it's just a small percentage of women who wenye wako na ile roho ya unyama. Yeah, wengine
you can't generalize.
You can't generalize. Yeah,
they're good people. So yes, for having said that, do you give room for yourself to love again, to engage into another relationship?
Yes, I know. I'm still young, and I
yes, you are, and handsome. Please add, young, handsome,
and handsome. Yeah, and then you know, lazima maisha iende.
You'll be a description of tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah, ile bitterness imeisha. And then I realized that we have good women out.
You are free to love again, right?
Yeah, but I'm so cautious. But at least one day I'll get into marriage. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I want to wish you well, and I'm actually praying that if that time comes, you get to meet a good person. Yeah, so that everyone should be loved. Everyone should love. Love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Marriage is beautiful. And that's why you are doing this. So as you continue preaching the gospel, it will be an end of a very beautiful story of this what happened. And you give yourself another chance to love.
It's true.
Yeah. And I'm so happy actually by doing this. Guys, I'm glad you've enjoyed watching this. It is some kind of a story that is so touching. You may not be so happy to listen to it. It's a sad story. But the good news is that Dan is here live to tell the story. Yeah. And what I love most about it is you're bold to even talk about your own story. That would be a bit a shameful one. But you coming out, it is a testimony, it is an evidence that there is hope. There is hope. And maybe just on a parting shot, Dan, what will you tell that man who is in a toxic relationship now as you're talking, and he's still hiding, not necessarily hiding, but he's still not bold enough to come out, they're not willing to quit the relationship?
Okay, what I can tell anyone who is in a violent relationship is that don't allow it to go beyond, because I say that violence only thrives in silence. Usiangalia what people will say. Just come out and talk about it. Talk up. Ukiongea, that's the only way even the perpetrator feels threatened. Come out, reach out to someone you feel will offer support, will offer help. Call 1198, will support you. Reach out even to a church leader, akusaidie. And then those people who want to get into marriage, I usually talk to young guys, those who want to get into marriage. Naambia marriage si kitu rahisi. Si ile unakutana leo, kesho mna date out nini mmeingia kwa ndoa.
What will take time?
It's not, take time ujue mtu you want to commit your life to. Ako aje, ana react aje, amelelewa on which environment gani, so that wakati kuna ile disagreement unajua how you can approach.
But sometimes then people overlook. Unajua wase overlook the things people see, but you wish ata change. You hear you they give room for change.
Ukiwa in love vitu vingine hata ukiambiwa una ignore. But ni mzuri ujue so that wakati kuna shida unajua utaihandle aje. Kama huyu mtu unajua ana react aje akikasirika. Unaona ukiwa na hiyo information utajua kuhandle.
Actually information is power.
Yeah, utajua when to seek for help. Na whenever you feel that hii vitu imewashinda kuhandle, tafuta mtu akusaidie. We are human beings. We are not perfect. We are not perfect.
Yes.
Na marriage haiwezi kosa hizo ups and downs. Lazima ziko. Usidanganywe ati is always honeymoon nini. Lazima kuna shida. Na the best way ni how to handle those issues, those conflicts. How to resolve them. That's what will determine. Okay. So find a proper way of solving those conflicts within marriage. Na kila kitu itakuwa sawa.
Oh, great. Yeah. So yes guys, thank you so much. As we're from us Seraphim TV, we always appreciate your support, and we are working here just to ensure we bring you the best and only the best. Hope you are learning each day. And we bring out this because of our love for families, parenting. So whatever we learn today, please share more, share out to your audience, to your groups, to your family members, because you need to preach this gospel, right, Dan?
Yeah, you can even reach me on Facebook.
Great. Facebook. Yes, your handle?
At Dan Sheshe. That's my Facebook account. And then we have Dan Sheshe Foundation. We have a page. You can reach out unaweza inbox. I'm always there to help, because I usually naamini kwamba the pain I went through ni ya kusaidia mtu mwingine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so kind of you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys from us Seraphim TV. Remember to subscribe, show us love, like this video and talk to us. You have any story you want to share, any information, reach us with the contacts provided down, so that we get to help others and reach more wider audience. Until next time, bye bye.